Hi guys, this is Said. I made a video a little bit about death, human death, and we say that I was saying that the human dies at age 0, and a lot of people asked me to do this the same video in English because it was very deep, and that's why I'm here to do again the same video and talk about the same thing in different language, English. But before I start, if you can be helpful to just subscribe to the channel and click on that bell button so you won't miss any video that will be making for next sessions. Uh, I will thank again everybody that gave it time to put those feedback and give me the inputs, and it was very helpful to the point that today I can do it in different language, English. Um, Now we were talking about death. Human life is only until age 0, or people dies at age 0. No one dies at age that was given. We say that when God created the universe, He gave people or human being a limited time to live, and that we illustrated here on this board here. We have a timeline here. We say the timeline does not start from beginning or from infinite, and it goes to indefinite. Means in the past there's no end, and in the future there's no ends. But when God created human, He gave the soul. Means He made a human body with parts. It took one part of eternity, which is soul, and He took the body, which is part of non-eternity, and joined them together. And He gave them, put them together. He integrated them together and made them as one part. In eternity, the part of eternity is a soul, and that part, it came when somebody dies, that part has to return to where it came from, and the body gonna die and go back where it came from. The soul will go back to the eternity, and the parts, or the body will go back where it came from. Being said, we gave example that God gave. We read the books of Psalm 90 verses 10, which show that human can live on 90, can live 70 or 80 years. And at that time, we gave example for 100 years. If you know you're gonna live 100 years, that the age that you were born with. Everybody was born with 100 years, if that was given to you. If you were given 80, that's what you were being given, and you are going to die at age 0, because the age start from where it was given and start to go down. If you are given 100 years, the 100 years will start to decrease from 100, 90, 80, 70, 50, 20, 10 years, and then go 0, and then you die. At that time, when you reach age 0, then your soul will have to return where it came from. Now, what we're saying, for you to know that you don't have enough time, you have now to think this way, to know that if you were given 100 years to live, start to count down. How much time do you still have? You have to redeem the time that you have lost in doing things that does not included in the plan. Now, we gave some point here that we're going to discuss. We started with the creation and the future. We said your future is not outside of you. Your future is within you. No one has a future outside of himself. When God was creating human, he took the future within them. Means if you were given 100 years, that lifespan, within the 100 years, God had a plan. And that plan is when God created you, he had a plan first before you were created, before you were given the 100 years. God had a plan for you. Means he took all the future that's supposed to give you, he made the future, he was working on your future. He knows that when you are born 100 years, you are going to do this, you are going to do that, you are going to do every single thing that you were going to do. If it's good things, is included in God's plan. Means if today you take a decision to do something good, if it's good, it's in God's plan. If it's bad, it's not included in God's plan. That's why you see people go and get crashed or get accident badly to the point that they cannot stand it. Most likely when you went out of God's plan. That's why we were talking about being good person. Have a good heart. Have a way to talk, have a way to be, is in God's plan all the time. So when you put those things, means if you today you decide to do something good, let's say you want to create. We said in the beginning, God never gave Adam or the first man a chair. God never gave a first person a house. God never gave the first person a light, or the artificial light we're talking about, because the sun was there at the creation. God never gave human electricity. God never gave human plastic. At that time, there were no plastic. All those things came from the tree. But God gave human tree, brain, reason, and mindset. God never tell a human, say, okay, you're gonna cut that tree and take a plastic out of it. Plastic has to come from the tree. But God never talked to human that way. But he sat, put a man in the garden and just give a brain. You have to sit and think. Means you have to have a spirit of creation, spirit of leadership, spirit of creativity. And that's what God wants people to have. The creation. Means you have to continue the creation. At the beginning, normally, people did not supposed to die. That was not in plan of God's plan, because the death came only when people did bad. You become a bad person is when you think about something bad, or you hear about something bad that is going to destroy your mind, and you become a bad person. It's automatic. But when you perceive something bad, some bad idea, some gossip, if you agree with it, you become right away a bad person. For you to empty that badness from you, you have to think good and have good mindset first. Means before you become good, you have to empty. You cannot, human being are like a pen, like a bowl. Within a bowl, even your heart is like a bowl. Within that bowl, if you have a rocks, you cannot put a clear water in that pen or that bowl and look at the water, say it's clean water. The water, you have to empty your bad things. You have to empty your heart with bad things. If there is like a milk, there is sand, anything that is inside the pen or the bowl, you cannot take a clear water or pure water and put inside the water or inside that bowl and say it's clean. When I read this bottle water, they are not clean water, they are not pure water. Even though they say it's pure water, but you read there is calcium, there is mineral inside, but yet the bottle of water will tell you, oh, it is what? It is pure water. Pure water should have only hydrogen and oxygen. Then pure water, you call it pure water. So to go back to creation, you have to think good. Means if today you decide to be rich, automatically you become rich because your mindset will be acting like a rich person. Secondly, you're gonna train yourself. You're gonna educate yourself in being rich, how to be rich, and how to be what you want to become. Means I hear people say that human or you are what you eat. No, no one should be what they eat. We are what we decide to be. But decision, because decision is a power of that God gave human to decide, to be what they want to be. Today you want to be something, you're gonna start right away doing research in what you want to become. If you want to be rich today, you will start to educate yourself in how to be rich. I was talking about the first human, the richest man in America that I knew while reading. He never finished high school. He went to start this gas industry or business, and today he's still the richest man, even as dead, but he's still the richest man in America. He started his business, and we talked about knowledge. People who are not doing well in class, like in some area where they calculate that people do not do well, they give them 50% of grade. Means if you are within 50% of grade, it means you are struggling with school. You are struggling. Sometimes you go by 49, 50. Means those people, they are like, they don't do what's supposed to do in class. And this here, they like, they don't call, we don't call them smart people. You like the stupid people in class. And these people, because the school is not for them, they don't finish. Even the first rich man, the richest man in America, most rich people even in America, they don't. They are in this category. Means in class is not given to them. And means people go to school for what they were not created for. You have your vision that God put in you within your time frame or lifetime. You have what God created you to do. You need to be doing what you were created to do, what you were born to do. Means you got to do what you were born to do. You got to think about what you were born to do. If you are thinking other thing beside what you were born to do, you are wasting your time. You were only given 100 years to live. If you were given 100 years to live, you do not have time. Means time is decreasing, and you need to know where you are. If you are here, that means you have only like almost half time to live. If you are here, maybe you have spent already 75 years, you have 25 years to live. So there's 25, you didn't lose it, but you can redeem what you lost. That's why the Bible says, redeem the time. To redeem means to buy back what you had. Time, we're going to talk about here. Time is free gift. You are given gift free to human, but people lose because they play. They don't understand that they need to redeem it. They cannot waste their time. We talk about here wasting time means people go to school to work. About the time God gave everyone. He said God gave everyone 24 hours to live. We need to know that. We're going to go back to that. So here, you should not waste your time. And this one, if you have 100 years, you always think, and this can motivate you to be a good person because you know that your time is not enough again to live. You don't have enough time. What if you have given 75 years to live? You do not have enough time. Calculate now how much time you still have. You have to have a spirit of creation. You know, God gave human the tree, but never tell them that you can take a chair from the tree. You have to think. You have to do something good. Start your vision. Noah was given a vision, and God talked to him about the boat. Only God and Noah knew what's going on. Noah has to explain himself to people. God told me this, God told. That's a vision. When you have a vision, no one will know your vision until you express it. No one will know what God put in you until you express it. People will say, devil call me, devil block me. No one will be blocked from your vision, from his vision, until you express it. When you express your vision, that's happiness. Happiness, the way I define it, is expression of what you fulfilled in you the time you go and express to people that happiness, because you're trying to express and tell people what you have done. Means happiness will always come from you. No one will give you happiness because no one knows what you can do or what you're gonna do. That's why never give permission to someone to demand you. Should never give permission to anybody to demand you. You are the person of potentials. And this creation, whatever God put in you as your future, we call them potential. Potential is everything that embedded in you within that lifespan that God gave you. We call it potential. It means you have unlimited potential. I illustrated this one with seed of papaya, because I said I like papaya. Papaya seed contain its own tree inside the seed. Papaya seed contain the papaya tree within that seed. Papaya tree contain again papaya leaf within that seed. Everything that are in papaya. How many papaya seed could be included in one papaya? A lot. A lot. So that means you can have a forest of papayas within that little seed. And that's how God created human. Means he took your future and he embedded it within you. He integrated everything that you can do in your life in that lifespan. It's for you to do a choice of what you want to do. If you decide to be a pilot today, it's a choice. If you do it, it's within your future. So it's for you to decide what you're going to do in your life. And you're going to go train yourself, educate yourself. School taught people how to be poor. Why? Because school will teach you only how to get knowledge, which is wisdom, that you have to go to apply in somebody else's vision, which is company, while you have your own vision that you should start. But you go inside somebody else's vision. That's why I'm saying this time, you should go to get employment only for short period of time. Means you give yourself a time frame. Okay, I'm going to be employed in this company for such time. You give yourself maybe 5 years. Within the 5 years, you should be working on your creation. Means what God put in you. If you want to do something good, choose something special, your talent, what God gave you. Go and train yourself within your talent, within your scope of your talent. You go train yourself while you are employed. Because employment destroys your dream. People don't think about their dream when they're still employed. People don't think about what they can do about their life. Well, you're a dream. And that will gonna jump us to the time. The second point is a time. The time is a gift that was given to everybody. And we said the time is like a currency. When you go to work within a company, means you take that value within you, which is a time. Time is a value that you have within you that you don't recognize. It's a high value. You are high valuable. Because you have time. People don't know that. Your value is very, very, very high because you were given time as a currency. La monnaie in French, dinero in English, pesa in Swahili, peso in other language like Spanish. Means that is a currency that God gave you. You can use it and become rich. That's why you take that currency. When you go to the company, you're going to take your gifts or skill. You go to any company, you give your gift, you give your time, you sell it to them. It's a currency. You give them. In exchange, they give you a paycheck. And there, remember, time was given only 24 hours. You can be rich, poor, sick people, right people, wrong people, bad guys, good guys, everyone, a different, all the races. Could be black, white, Caucasian, Chinese, American, Canadians, Africans, Australians. Everyone was given 24 hours to live within a day. Listen to this. But within that time, you have 8 hours to sleep. Some people sleep 10 hours. Let's say if you sleep 10 hours, you're going to remain 24 minus 10, you have 14 hours. And that's the time that you have to do everything. If you want to do some creation, you're going to think about what you're created to do. You want to think about what you were born to do. If you were starting to do what you were born to do, you'll be rich. There's no doubt about it. And if you live in a community, if you can learn about any problem of your community and start to think how to become a solution to any problem in your community, there's no doubt that you're gonna go out of the creation, because anytime you think something good is within God's plan, nothing you'll do that you're gonna be new. God never gives, like we say, God never gives somebody or human electricity, but He gave them the ground, and He hid the electrical cables underground. But He gave somebody the human brain to think. You got to go and dig and get the minerals. You get to work on it. You got to refine it, and you can get electrical wires. God never told the human, or never tell the human to go underground and dig and get those wires or minerals. So when you're given 10 hours, you have 14. Remember, when you go to be employed, most people work 16 hours. Most people work 8 hours. Most people work 10 hours. Let's go to 10 hours. If you work 10 hours, it means you're going to have 20 hours that do not belong to you. The 10 hours for work, they'll tell you no socialization, no, most of the job, they tell you that, no phone, no your life, no nothing. If your life you need to go out of that job while being in a job, it has to be an emergency or family emergency, so you can leave and go to your family. Means it's a time that does not belong to you. It's a time that you are selling to that company. In return, they give you a paycheck and they give you a salary. You will never be rich while being on a salary. Means you will never be rich. You will never be what you want to be with a salary. But that salary can help you to work on your vision. When you start something, you're going to need money, for sure. Then that money, use it to do what you were born to do. You need to start something that God put in you. You need to do something, and remember, you do not have time. If you go and somebody who's going to bar, to play, drink beer, you are wasting time, and that time the Bible says you got to redeem it. The time that was given for free as a gift, currency, but you have to redeem it. Now you have to force and pay back the time that you had. I always tell people, you do not lose your time. You have to run fast, do fast, start thinking fast, so you can do something. Means what you learned in school is just knowledge, but it's not what you were born to do. There's something that you were born to do that God put in you. People think that when you go to school, that's what you're born to do. Nope. That's why you see people, they go to get a master degree, but they're still broke. People get to go to finish like a license, get the licenses, but they're still broke. Why? They are not doing what they were born to do. Even though you have a master degree, if though you are a doctor, even though you have a degree, highest degree, you got to think and do what you're born to do. You got to come back. That will see people when they finish school, they say, oh, this was not me. This is not what I'm supposed to do. Means you have to go to do again a U-turn with a master degree. That's why we say that. You see these people that were not doing well in school, they always tend to go out of school and go start what they were born to do. They think something good and they go do it. They go train themselves. You got to train yourself when you got your vision, when you got your plan, you got to go now to train yourself. Self-education will lead you to what you were born to do, not the school. The school will never lead you to what you were born to do. But the self-education, you can read the Bible in a creation. And start to create. God wants you to create new things. When I told my daughter that we got to do new things every day, when she started eating things that we say we cannot eat, and because a packed food contains sugar, and I told my daughter, hey, we cannot eat packed food. And she came to me, she said, Daddy, you say we have to try new things every day. We can try this. I know it's packed food. It contains sugar in it. And I say, okay, I got to change that word. We cannot say again, we got to try new things. I have to say, we have to try new good things every day. Kid can treat you. So come back here. So people that don't do well in class, they always tend to go and start new things that were given in their life. So they're going to open companies. When they start business, guess what? People who do well in class, like A students, those people got like their brains burst, and they work well, they do good in class, like A students. They like to think, to apply what they were learned in class, sorry. They always burden themselves to apply in the company what they learned in class because they know it. They like to apply them. And those people, it's hard for them to understand the creation because the brain just think, I got to apply what I know. I got to apply. But you know it's just knowledge. Wisdom, the way I define it, is an application of a well-known knowledge and well understood. If you have a knowledge, you understand it, and you have to apply it. The time you apply your knowledge, that is wisdom. Mean they like to use wisdom, but they don't use what they were born to do. They like to go to apply. Guess what? Smart people, they always come out and go to work for those people who were not smart in class. Why? Because those people, they understood that school is not for them. School is for those who like to understand, but is not the path to your vision. So those smart people, they always work for no smart people. Means people who are intelligent, most of them, they work for stupid people. In that life, you cannot change that. That's how it is. Because people who are not smart in class, they almost likely struggle. And that's why I said, it's always good to think or get yourself out of comfort zone. Because when people are good, Then comfort zone, safety zone is a dangerous zone to be. Comfort zone is a dangerous zone to be. Means you have to put yourself in place that you got to think. I've did a 60 days fasting. Everybody, doctor told me that I can do it because it was 30 days straight, no food, with 30 integrated in one, and followed by 30 days where I was eating only on Mondays. I lost weight, and we'll talk about that in one of the videos. So now the time was given to you, you got to redeem it. Your time is a currency, you got to work on it. It means you are very valuable. You have a lot of potentials. Just like papaya seed, if you take a papaya contain a lot of seed, that means you have a lot of potentials. You have a lot of things to do in your life that you haven't even think of one. Start today. Now, this other point is, what are we in the time? And that is God's plan. You are what God wants you to be. No, want only, but you are what God made you. God made you as a person that should live within a lifespan, and that time you have a lot to do, a lot of things to do. That you have an assignment that you are given by God, and you got to do it. You got to start your assignment. Think. Go back to the creation. Read. Every day in our home, we do the Bible study. My daughter is 8. She's 9 actually. She going to be 9, yes. She does the reading. We do the reading Bible study. We understand the creation while we are here. She asked me, who is God? I say, read the Genesis. Read. God said, let's create man on our image. She understand. My daughter, one is 5, another one is 8. She's gonna be 9. She understand who is God. Let's make man on our image. I say, look at your face, look at your sister, look at your brother. That is God. It's the image of God. So that God wants us to be what He put in us. If you choose today to be a chemist, yeah, you are what you want to do. You are what God created you for. That's what you are. And we talk about decision. Decision is something that you sit down and take step to start. There's no such thing that indecision. Here in America, I see people say that, there are a lot of people that are in bus class or lower class. Some people are in the middle class, and some people are in high class. There's no such thing that's middle class of rich people. No. Either you decide to be rich or you decide to be poor. It's your mindset. The time you change your mindset to be what you want to be, automatically you are rich because your mindset changes perception. When you change your perception, you become what you decide to be. When you decide to be, means you are what you are today. If you are poor, it's because you decide. A lot of people will tell you that, I haven't decided to go to school yet. No, you decided not to go to school. There's no such thing that I haven't decided yet. You decided not to go to school, or you're going to decide to go to school. There's no such thing that indecision does not exist. Decide to do what you want to be today, and you'll be what you want to be. And here we said, because your brain is not open yet. If you go back on the creation, God just told human that you should not approach the tree of life. Otherwise, you're going to die. And that's where death started, when God pronounced it and put that tree there. When people are supposed to go in to touch that tree, in the beginning, there where death came. God not planned for you to die. But he gave you a choice. He gave human choice. That was a bad choice, actually. But that's where death came from. Going further, people were living almost 1,000 years after that. But again, when bad things continued, God reduced it to 120 years. And really, you see today, somebody live 120 years. And we say in Psalm 90, verses 10, now the Bible says people given 70 or 80 years to live. So you don't have enough time. Calculate how many time have you spent already. Time is like currency. You cannot spend time increasing. If you have $100, like your age, when you start to spend your time, your $100, you do not increase 100. You do not start from zero going down. You get your $100, you start to spend $10. You have to calculate how many remaining. You remain with $90. If you're gonna take $80 from $90, you remain with $10. If you take your $10, you remain with $0. If you spend your $10, that's your life. God gave you 100 years to live. If you're gonna reach that, you go down, you do not go up. Start count down your age, you go down. If you have spent it already, calculate from your birth. If you had 100 years when you were born, how many have you spent already? It's 40, you remain in 60 years to live. Do you think you're gonna reach 100? If you're gonna be 80 and you spent 50, you remain with 30 years to start thinking what you're born to do so you can do something good, become a good person, change your mentality, change your perception. When I read these verses in the Bible, when they say, it's hard for the rich man to get into the kingdom of God, that's not physical wealth. It talk about hearts. Spiritually, people tend to confuse themselves. Praying, God, don't make me rich. If God gave you all these things, say that you create, continue the creation, He gave you everything that you were born with. He put all your future within you. The school taught you that future is ahead of you. That's wrong. God gave you everything and put within you. You should not go and look for a future tomorrow. Your future is within you. You need to get the decision and start to do what you're born to do. It's a decision. Lastly, it's a will. Decision and will. People have a decision, but they don't have a will. There's no way you can start. You have to have a will to do what you were born to do and decide to learn it, decide to do it, decide today. You don't decide tomorrow because you don't know tomorrow. Now, this is a part of thing that we're supposed to talk about and that we'll talk about. And again, we talk about till the time is indefinite in time. God gives you the part of your heart, the part of your body which is indefinite, and this part of the indefinite has to go back. When you die at age 0, that part has to go back to where it came from. If you're a bad person, you don't do good, you don't think good, your mind is destroyed, your part of your soul will never return where it came back, because where it came back, it's only good things to go wandering. And this one is what we're supposed to do or to talk about. And thank you very much. I hope you understand what we talked about here. And there are a lot of things that I couldn't talk about, but at least I covered a lot of things in English. Again, do not forget to subscribe and push the bell button so you can see most of the videos that will be coming up. Thank you and God bless you.